In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can add speed ramps to your B-roll to make it stand out. Let's get into it. So here I have this aerial shot of the Griffith Observatory, and it goes from this point to this angle, but it's fairly slow in getting there. So what we can do is add a speed ramp so it can go from this point to this point much faster, and we can add a sound effect later on just to give it more oomph. So how do we create a speed ramp? Well, we can't just go on this line here and press P to click. This is actually keyframing the opacity, and we don't want to do that. So I'm going to undo that, and instead we're going to control click or right click on the clip, go down to show clip keyframes, and go to time remapping and select speed. And this is where we get a new clip interface with this line, and this line represents the speed. So if we bring this up, we're going to make it faster. If we bring this down, you can see the percentage. We can bring it back down to 100% for normal speed. But we need to create points from which we can go from slow
to faster.
So let's say that this is our first point here. So we can press P to create our first point. Then we can go to the end point where we want the speed ramp to end. Let's say right about here. Select to create another point. Now we can press V to go back to the selection tool, and between these 2 points we can pull this up. And with speed ramps, you really don't want to be shy. You want to bring this up. Let's bring this up to like 1,700, something like that. Let's just quickly see how it looks. You can definitely see it's faster, but what we need to do is create a ramp so it just doesn't go from 100 to 1,750. We need to create a gradual ramp. So let me just zoom in here and show you how to create a ramp at these points. I'm going to select this point, and you can see I can separate it out so we can create a ramp. And we can do the same here. So now we have 2 ramps, and we can also just select one of these handles, and you can see this blue handle now, and we can make it a curve, so that way it's not a linear ramp. It actually exponentially changes speed. Let's do the same over here. And of course, we can then just go in and play around with the timing and get it to the point that we want. All right, so after you make some adjustments, let's play it back and see how it looks. And what's even better is we can add a sound effect here, like a whoosh sound effect. I use a panel called Motion Bro, and it comes with a sound effects category. I've made a full video on this if you want to check it out right up here. But there's a category called whooshes. This one sounds good. So let's apply this, and then I'll line it up underneath the shot, and let's see how it sounds. Pretty sweet. So you can apply the same effect for real estate sequences. If you want to go to point A to point B to a new room faster, you can use a speed ramp to get there faster. And actually, I was inspired to create this tutorial because I was watching Selling Sunset on Netflix, and they have a ton of speed ramps. So I guess let's just throw together a bunch of cool LA shots to create a similar Selling Sunset look using speed ramps with some cool music and some sound effects. So if you're watching this tutorial, you're probably learning how to edit, or you're a creator and you're editing your own content. As an editor, you know how much time it takes to create content for multiple platforms. Just like myself, having to create content for YouTube eats up most of my time. So if I want to post videos on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, that's more time that I don't have. So I was like, is there a platform that can edit the content for me with zero money up front? And it turns out there is, and it's Jellysmack. So if you're a YouTuber and you want to post more videos on Facebook or Instagram, this is where Jellysmack will come in, and they will assign a team of editors and marketers that will edit down your existing YouTube videos for you and optimize it using their AI technology so it's in the right aspect ratio, and put their own money and A/B testing behind it to make sure it performs well on those platforms. So you just give the existing YouTube video content to them, and they'll repurpose it for those other platforms. So you can focus on, continuing to create for your main platform, which is YouTube. And the same will work if you're mainly on Facebook but want to repurpose your content for YouTube and etc. So that's the way Jellysmack works. And Jellysmack works with some of the biggest YouTubers already on this, such as PewDiePie, Philip DeFranco, Patrick Starr, just to name a few. If you're a video creator and you want to learn more about what Jellysmack can do for you, go to the link below or go to jellysmack.com/gal and let them know I sent you. So that's all for today's video tutorial. Thanks so much to Jellysmack for sponsoring. If you want to learn more video editing tips and tricks, you can click right over here on the playlist, and over here you can go to my website or subscribe to keep up to date with everything Premiere Gal. And as always, keep creating better video with Gal. See you next time. Bye.